when you work for an executive who gives dates without asking you, and the dates are not viable, we may not always or even ever be able to stop someone from being that way. I used to work with someone that way. And so often you'll see like somebody stand up like at the big Apple conference and announce what's coming next year. And that's probably all brand new information to their team. And they're like, oh, great, now we have to hurry up and get this functionality ready for next year. This is a thing that sometimes people who are charismatic and speak in public do. And then they trust you and I to make it happen. And I get it, it's difficult. And so again, we may not be able to get them to stop. But what I like to say in some of these difficult situations we face in communicating as project managers is we want to use our project management deliverables to help us so that what we have is truly a business discussion. And I say it that way because even though when somebody says something that it might be impossible, so often if you and I look at them and go, oh, that's impossible, we just get branded as difficult. And they just turn around and they give it to someone else to do. And so that's career limiting for you and I. So what we want to do when somebody stands up and announces dates that are really difficult to make is just then begin to work to clarify and manage expectations and really nail down that scope, the actual requirements that are needed by the specific date. And then when it's still hard, because it still might be hard, come up with a plan, 2 or 3 plans with your team, because your team members are going to need to buy in on this and say, like, this is really difficult. Here's how we can do it. And be clear. And then also be clear about the risks. The risks are, as an organization, we've never released a new product in 3 months before. So now you're not saying no, and you're not saying I'm not going to try. You're just saying, why did you do that? Without saying, why did you do that? And so you're using your team members' expertise and clarification to move forward. And then you have to rearrange and prioritize things. And then in your status reporting and other presentations, you're saying, and since we're meeting this big important goal, this is why this other thing isn't happening. And that's how we try to language that. It is difficult.